Hey, I'm Raleigh Brown. This is another curve flattening concert. Rhonda Scott Merrick is the first one in on my stream, and then Owen O'Malley and Ann Mintz. I welcome you aboard here. So we're going to take a little time while people are filing in and taking their seats. Deb Leiby Clark is here. And then I'll tell you a little bit about today's show, So, now there's a bunch of you. Karen Beatty. Hey, Karen. Heidi McClure and Karen, you guys got blown away at the shore. It was pretty bad here too. And Linda Pasqua Blaze and Carol Pred and Charlie Bryant. Hey, and Marlene Burke, Bob McKenna. Good bunch of people starting in here. I'll wait a couple more minutes. While we're waiting, we will cloink. Here's to good coffee and good friends, good fellowship, good music, good dogs. Charlie is actually in a position that I could probably show you him, and it wouldn't be just his butt that you see. Let me see if I can get him, and then we'll figure out whether we can get back to here afterwards. There he is. In all his glory. Charlie the dog, he's a little upside down, but, is otherwise in pretty good nick here, as they say. So we'll come back here. Maybe just a little bit more this way. And a little bit more that way. What I really like, I usually don't care too much if my head gets cut off, but I like you to see the whole guitar. Because part of what this is about today is that I love acoustic guitars. And, I love the sound of them. I love the way they look. I love the design. They're just graceful, spiritual objects to me. And the other day I was sitting here on the love seat, which Charlie never sits on with me, even though I bought it for him. And I was thinking about, I wasn't thinking, I was just playing. And I was doing something which I don't actually do all that often anymore, which is just playing for my own pleasure and not thinking about, what am I going to play on the concert tomorrow? Or, gee, I should really figure out how to do this jazz standard or any of that. When I was young and took up the guitar, I fell in love with the guitar at a really early age, but I didn't beg, wheedle, and cajole my mom into buying me one until I was, in my teens. And I never thought, I'm going to become a professional musician or I'm going to perform or anything. I just loved sitting and playing the guitar. And so the other day I was sitting on the couch and realized that that's what I was doing. I didn't have anything on my mind. I was just singing through some songs, and I thought, I should sing through, a bunch of the stuff I put on the CD so I make sure I still remember it. After you record a CD, you've played the songs so many times in the studio that you just don't want to hear them anymore. So you kind of quit playing them. And then after a while you go, I better make sure I can still remember them. So I was playing through these songs, and I was also thinking, forgive my hubris, but I was thinking, these songs are pretty good. I stand with these songs. I think that I'm proud of these songs, and so I thought, maybe I could capture that feeling again while I'm doing a concert. Is that I'm just going to sit here and play tunes. I may not even spend as much time saying hi to all of you, although it's hard for me not to. I see that Pam Zappardino is here, and Howard Hobbs, and so many friends, Steve Davidson, Lori Payne, and and Heidi and Jerry. They're down in in the great Southeast right now. They clunk their travel mugs. They're on the road. Slim Edelman is here, and Kate Petrella, and Dave Baird. Hey, Dave. And Donna Zach Beal. Anyhow, and Warren and Janelle, Margot Lemieux. I go on and on and on. Mike Verbeek. Cliff Wagner is here. And thanks, Cliff. And Charlotte Cantrell. So I just thought, maybe I can just capture that feeling and sit here and play tunes for you for a while. So this one is a little bit more recent, and I do have to just come down just a little more because I can't see the bottom of the lower bout. There we go. Now we're good. Well, I grew up loving the sound of wood from my first guitar in my childhood. Now I don't mind electricity, but it's the wood that speaks to me. What I wanted from the start, send the music from my heart, cut it right back to the bone. Just one guitar to stand alone. Guitar ignites the fire within, as bright as love, as dark as sin. Add a little bit of soul. But I do not play no rock and roll. I do not play no rock and roll. Now I don't wear no trendy hats, no retro suits or fancy spats. I'm just a jeans and t-shirt guy. It's for the ear and not the eye. I served a long apprenticeship till I quit pretending I was hip. When I no longer gave a damn, I learned to just be who I am. Guitar ignites the fire within, as bright as love, dark as sin. Add a little touch of soul. But I do not play no rock and roll. I do not play no rock and roll. So that's actually kind of a more recent song that isn't on the CD. And there are a couple on here that are more recent ones. And part of what really pleased me the other day sitting was these two guitars, the Eastman, which I'll pick up in a little bit, and this Martin, and they're not as loud as the Prue, and they're not as great in a jam, but for accompanying singing, they're really lovely. And Cozy Sheridan is here, and she says, I guess I shouldn't tell you about the dress code for Saturday night. Well, maybe you could text me after the concert, Cozy, unless you want to lay it all out here. And John Rossi is here, and Kate Mack, and a bunch of others. If I forget to say hi to anybody, I apologize. Brian Kuiper. Anyhow, back to work. Amy Farabee, did I say hi to you? So this next one, the other thing I was thinking about, when I was in junior high school, I must have been junior high, an English teacher familiarized me with William Wordsworth's short definition of poetry, which was emotion recollected in tranquility. And that idea has stuck with me over all these many years. And I really feel when I write a song, sometimes when I write it, it is kind of emotional, but later on, like this morning, it's emotion recollected in tranquility. So remember that. I'm not emotional now, I'm tranquil now. Well, I've lost you, you won't be back again. But I'm ready to move on. You were fiercely independent way back then. Still, I never saw it coming till the end. You were the one who helped me walk the line, and it was you when all was said and done. You stood with me, but you were never mine, and now you're gone. You were the one. Now there are things I wish I'd said when you were here. You didn't always make it easy to confide. In many ways we both made our love clear, but there were privacies that we each kept inside. You were the one who helped me walk the line, and it was you when all was said and done. You stood with me, but you were never mine, and now you're gone. You were the one. We each could stand alone from the start, so I'll be strong and I'll be moving on. There is a part of you forever in my heart, as cold as steel, but warmer than the sun. You were the one who helped me walk the line, and it was you when all was said and done. You stood with me, but you were never mine, and now you're gone. You were the one, now you're gone. You were the one. So there's not much more to say. I'll just keep rolling through songs here for you. I'll switch guitars for a little bit just because it's fun. So this is the Eastman, and this guitar is proving itself to be way better than it has any right to be. It stands really pretty well along with my other guitars, even though it's notably more of an economy model. And my buddy Charlie Bryant, the Clown Prince of Raleigh World, just got himself a similar, although not identical, Eastman guitar, and I gather he's enjoying it too. It just arrived when he got back from his trip out west. So, and you know, I don't know if she's here today, but I wanted to wish Betsy McIntyre a happy belated birthday. Her birthday was yesterday, I think. Sarah Steele is here. Nice to see you, my dear. Paulette Dubois. And I got the "was a joke" line there, Cozy, and like that. So this one, there's a couple here that have Ohio references in them, and this one is one of those. On the road long ago, back when my ducks were all in a row, up on stage with an old friend. We played our songs, we took a break, then I made my first mistake. My whole life's been up and down since then. I was standing there with a glass of beer, just taking in the atmosphere, when an old flame snuck in and stole a kiss. Now if I knew then what I know now, I probably would have known just how destiny would steal much more than this. Fate is such a funny thing. A life can turn on the beat of a butterfly's wing. Time so bitter, time so sweet. It all began on Hessler Street. From that day my life changed. All my plans were disarranged. I was living under a spell. And I'd love to blame somebody else, but I had done it to myself. And in time, I knew this all too well. Summer went by in a flash. My former life was turned to ash. There was no one to whom I could return. And when the whole thing fell apart, there I sat with my broken heart and one sad lesson to learn. Fate is such a funny thing. A life can turn on the beat of a butterfly's wing. Time so bitter and time so sweet. It all began on Hessler Street. Now if I could go back and take one more try at that first mistake, there's no telling where I'd be. But you roll the dice, you know, you take your shot, then you learn to live with what you've got. What could have been remains a mystery. Fate, such a funny thing. A life can turn on the beat of a butterfly's wing. Time so bitter, time so sweet. It all began on Hessler Street. Everything turned on Hessler Street. For the Clevelanders in the audience, let me do a quick look here, just because I can't stop myself. David Irwin is here. Hey, Dave. And Let's see if there's anybody else who I've missed. I will just roll. Bernd Bookman. Hi, Bernd. David Arthur Radcliffe is here. Bobby Mocha, one of my old MacPack friends. A BMW motorcycle rider from way back. Hello to you all. I'm going to take another little sip of coffee. And sing you another song. Well, it's 4 days till Christmas, and the mornings are so dark. I put on all my layers and get the dog out to the park. The year has been a tragedy, and the world is pale and cold. It's 4 days till Christmas, and I am growing old. We're waiting on the season, we're hoping for the sun, clinging to a lifeline into 2021. We've had a great misfortune with all its twists and turns, but 4 days till Christmas is when the light returns. So it's ashes to ashes, and then it's dust to dust. But we'll put up the Christmas lights and resurrect our trust. It's written in the annals that life's not always fair. But hang that star high on the tree, because hope is in the air. And now we're at the crossing, the turning of the tide. The darkness is defeated before the new Yuletide. We're looking to the future with all its twists and turns, because 4 days till Christmas is when the light returns. Yes, 4 days till Christmas is when the light returns. So, if you'll remember, I wrote that song during the height of the pandemic, before there was a vaccine, and right after Joe Biden had won the election. Not to mention other tragedies that were going on at that time, but that's where that song came from. Then a little later, this song came around. Another cup of coffee, another morning in the sun. There's a big wind coming to set these dark spirits on the run. Out west in Ohio, they've still got snow. How I survived there, I don't know. I'm just sitting here with the opposite of the blue. I dreamt the blues was a lady. She approached me all in black. I could see her tragic beauty, but she would not look back. I believe I tried to catch her eye. I caught the hint of a smile as she moved by. Kindly left me with the opposite of the blue. Friends are moving, they are on the move again. I too will travel, but I don't know when. Well, you can marshal all your forces, but the battle's never done. So I believe I'll have another cup. Just sit here in the sun. So many sorrows and so much woe. The time has come to let them go and just live on with the opposite of the blue. The opposite of the blues. It was written around this time of year, maybe just a little later. It might have been written in May. And this next song was also written in May. I remember because I wrote it before going out to Kent, Ohio for the commemoration of the Kent murders, the Kent State murders. And thinking back on those times back then. Well, I'm an old man now, my fight is done, my time is nearly come. I was here back in 70 when the troubles had begun. Oh, the years have come and the years have gone, still they kill the young. They sing the same old siren song of country, flag, and gun. To be in these green fields again, the memories return. I can see the grass and the clear blue sky, feel the tear gas burn, the sudden crack of rifle fire that shocked us to our core. And in a flash, our youth was past, gone forevermore. For all those lying in their graves, for all the ones we couldn't save, you can pass that bottle and drink a toast, but my heart is tied to the whipping post. I've seen this country go to hell, the great dream nearly dead. Those carpetbaggers planned it well, a masterpiece in red. And as I think back on those years, days and gaze across the years, my rage erased without a trace, washed away in tears, for all those lying in their graves, for all the ones we couldn't save. You can pass that bottle, drink a toast, but my heart is tied to the whipping post. I probably should have mentioned at the outset that this was going to be an introspective morning on the guitar. So I have a couple more for you. I'm actually going to do a little bit, I've tried to cut back on the talk and do more songs so I could fit a couple more in. So on this Thanksgiving Eve, I'll load the stove with wood and warm my simple home with thoughts of brotherhood. I'll sit before the fire, give thanks for what has been, and drink a toast to those along the road who've lived the life within. Out on the frozen field, a single lonely tune, broken-hearted nightingale is crying to the moon. The world is moving inward as years keep moving on, and now I see the beauty in trees whose leaves are gone. These are the dimming years, a time to reminisce and feel that strange divide between contentment and loneliness, the turmoil of my younger years, it now has taken leave, enveloped in serenity on this Thanksgiving Eve. Just an old guitar and me on this Thanksgiving Eve. Let me switch guitars again for you. So I will give you one more song. And I will thank you for joining me here on this quiet, gentle morning. It's a little chilly here today, but it's sunny and it's beautiful. And Charlie the dog has been a good boy. He's just been sleeping here. He had a late night episode with the 3 P's last night. Peeing, pooping, and puking. But fortunately, once we bedded down, he was okay. So, and this last song is a song I wrote for all you guys, as well as for myself. You know. There's a light in the east as the new day begins, and I search for some wisdom to embrace. I have sat in this chair with my head in my hands, prayed for a moment of grace, and the days ramble on in their fanciful way, as they did when I was in my prime. But the road up ahead has an ominous haze with the unyielding passage of time. So dear friends, gather round me, share in the running of the race. Your goodwill will surround me as we cherish these moments of grace. I can live in this refuge, fend off despair, with my dog, my music, and my friend. And my heart reaches out as you're joining me there, to embrace each moment till it ends. So dear friends, gather round me, share in the running of the race. Your goodwill will surround me as we cherish these moments of grace. Share the love and share the pain. Miles apart we stand together in these days, till we meet face to face. So dear friends, gather round me, share in the running of the race. Your goodwill will surround me as we cherish these moments of grace. There's a light in the east as the new day begins. Be happy and be healthy. Be brave and be calm. Be kind, it's a snap. And if you get cranky, take a nap. Take care of yourselves. I will be back. I didn't do announcements, did I? There's a PayPal link. Don't forget, if you're in the Philly area, Cozy and Charlie will be down here next Saturday, the 8th, and I'll be playing a tune or two with them probably. And that's at Gwynedd Friends Meeting Coffee House. You can find it on the interwebs or on Cozy's page or on my page if you scroll down a little bit. And hello to the Invisibles, Kit Serikaku, Kate Mack, Linda Worcester, Judith Fox, Joel Biget, Mario Prue, Bill Rubenstein, Mike Stillman, and David Harleyson. And I think that is all I have to say. I thought of something else to say, but I've already forgotten it. It's a miracle I remembered most of the words to all these songs today. So I love you guys, and have a great day. Bye-bye.